In the latest on Nepal's political crisis, Prime Minister Sharma Oli's administration has recommended the dissolution of the House. Dissolution of the Parliament has been recommended in the emergency cabinet meeting that Prime Minister Sharma Oli had summoned. It was expected that the government would recommend the replacement of the ordinance in this meeting. According to sources, Oli has been reluctant to call the winter session of the parliament because of allegations of incompetence levelled on his government and amid fears of mid-term elections. Since the Nepali constitution does not have a provision for the dissolution of the House, the move is likely to be challenged in court. Prime Minister Oli has reached the President's house, and we are expecting more updates on this big news alert coming in from Nepal in just a short while from now. Meanwhile, joining us on this breaking news is WION's principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibbal. Siddhant, over to you. There have been reports of a massive rift between Oli and the camp led by Prachanda, and now Oli has recommended the dissolution of the parliament itself. What next for Nepal?
Well, it's a major development in Kathmandu today. The Nepali politics has seen a major development with the dissolution of the parliament. In fact, the recommendation has been proposed by the cabinet led by Sharma Oli to the president of Nepal, and in all likelihood it seems that the recommendation will be accepted. And the development coming at a time when we have seen all throughout the year there have been a major tiff going on between the two fractions of the ruling Communist Party, the ruling Nepal Communist Party, the HAL faction and the Sharma Oli faction, because the HAL has been asking for resignation, he has been asking for accountability, and amidst the political infighting, we have seen how the COVID crisis has been something that has been going out of hand, and of course the increased influence of the Chinese in the Nepali politics. In fact, it is well known the Chinese envoy in Kathmandu has been meeting the various stakeholders in the Nepali politics and of course the Communist Party. But by and large, what will be the implications or the ramifications of this development? Most likely it will have to face legal challenges because there is no precedent of handling these situations. Nepal has got a new constitution, and of course how this pans out will be seen, and of course will lay a new legal, perhaps a political development or perhaps an infrastructure dealing with such crisis, because Nepal of course will be dealing with various issues as well because its constitution is new. But other than that, this is a development which both Beijing and New Delhi will be closely watching how things pan out in Nepal, given the stakes both countries have in Nepal. And we know that the Nepali foreign minister was expected to visit India in next 2 weeks. It is unlikely now that he might visit, given the fact that how the political crisis has completely overblown now with the parliament being dissolved, and the dissolution of a parliament means a election as well. So that means Nepal could see a new election very soon, and how things pan out after the results of new election is something that everyone will be keenly watching. Will Sharma Oli be able to get a same kind of majority is something that everyone will be watching.
Very quickly, so Sharma Oli has ordered the dissolution of the parliament. It goes to the president now. Like you mentioned, it throws open the possibility of fresh elections in Nepal. Now, we have seen throughout this year that there have been massive differences between the camp led by Oli and the camp led by Prachanda within the Nepali Communist Party. Is there any fear in political circles in Nepal that this Nepal Communist Party may be heading towards a split as well?
Well, it's a given now that it's heading towards a split, because it is a move which many Nepali politicians, which WION has spoken to early this morning on sources, have said that they see this move by the Nepali Prime Minister as undemocratic, going against the ethos of the political system, and they are going to challenge it. So we do expect perhaps the announcement of splitting soon, very soon. In fact, Sharma Oli himself has been meeting with the opposition leaders in Nepal. So there are a lot of permutations and combinations which are developing in Nepali politics, but the place which Nepal occupies in, of course, Asia, between the two Asian giants, that is why whatever happens in Nepal is closely watched in both the capitals, Beijing and New Delhi, but also whatever happens will have ramification in both the capitals, even as the Chinese have increased their influence during the rule of the Communist Party, the Nepal Communist Party, and perhaps the Chinese might be saddened by this development, given the fact that how the Chinese were keen that the Nepali Communist Party remains unified, it does not seize a split, but now clearly the first dice has been thrown, and it looks that there will be soon elections in Nepal, and outcome is something that will be keenly watched by everyone.
Right. Siddhant Sibal, thank you so much for joining us on this big breaking news. We're also getting alerts that Prachanda, Oli's rival, had tried to meet Prime Minister Oli, but the Prime Minister declined that request, and he's now going to meet the President of Nepal. So we'll be keeping you ahead on all the developments that are coming out of Kathmandu. Stay tuned to WION. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.